I thought I knew everything about my husband, and he knew everything about me. I've seen him cry at Up. I've heard him shout, "I will vanquish you," in his sleep. He's seen me wash out my knickers on holiday, because hotel laundry costs are ridiculous. And he's even hung them up for me on the towel rail. We've always been that couple, blended, intertwined. We read each other's thoughts. We finished each other's sentences. I thought we couldn't surprise each other anymore. Well, that shows how much I knew.
Thank you, Sophie Kinsella. That was a short extract from Surprise Me.
Absolutely.
The French version is out here in Paris and in France, published by Belfond. For our viewers who might not know you, let's just give one figure. 47 million. That's the number of copies you've sold around the world. You're probably best known for your Shopaholic series that follows character Becky Blomwood through various episodes of her life, with shopping obviously always part of her adventures. So tell me, what made you explore this time a different theme? Probably a bit more serious. That's marriage. Surprise Me is very much about keeping love and interest alive in a couple as years go by. Tell me why.
Well, I've written a lot of books that end with boy meets girl. And I love that. I love a romance and I love that sizzle of early chemistry, and it's a great story to tell. But you have to wonder what happens next. And so this time I thought, well, no, I'll take, boy meets girl as read, and I will look at the great future, because actually meeting your loved one is such a tiny proportion of what a marriage is.
Keeping the passion alive,
absolutely.
That's really very much at the heart of the book.
I was inspired by sort of the fact that we are all going to live a lot longer. And when this couple sort of contemplate the actual reality of how many years they may have together, they sort of freak out and decide that in order to keep a long-term marriage alive, you must surprise each other.
So many describe your work as typical chick lit. I know you're not quite keen on that phrase, on that term. Why?
Well, you know what? Am I writing only for chicks? No, I'm writing for anybody with a sense of humour, a desire to be entertained, anyone who enjoys to escape. And I know I have a lot of male readers, and I'm not really one for labels anyway. I think I write fiction. That's it. I once saw my work described as wit-lit, and I rather love that.
And this morning you were meeting with readers, selected readers, who won, I believe, a competition or something by Le Figaro magazine. What kind of relationship do you try to build with your readers? What was it like? What kind of questions do they ask you?
Oh, it was absolutely wonderful. They want to know, am I writing more about Becky? They want to know, how do I write? For me, it's a very direct connection that we have. We almost feel like friends because we know the characters. It's as though the characters in the book are mutual friends. So we already, when I meet them, we feel like we're in a world that we share. It's a delight.
Going back to your best-selling series, a lot of these readers probably discovered your work through the Shopaholic series. You once said in an interview a few years ago, "We are a nation of shoppers, embrace it, go with it." What's your take on society nowadays? Do you think, consumption, mass marketing really is at the heart of the system nowadays? Do you think that's the best way to go?
Well, I think that we will never lose those instincts. I think we can channel them differently. And it's interesting to see how shopping has evolved. This I got from a vintage store. Okay. So I loved buying it. You're so kind. I loved buying it, but I felt it was in some way recycling. But I got exactly the same pleasure. So I think we're still shopping even from each other's closets, but we have to change with the times as well.
So we're talking about mass marketing, mass consumption. Let's talk about Hollywood. That's a symbol of all of that. Two of your first novels were turned into the film, the 2009 Confessions of a Shopaholic, starring Isla Fisher. What was that experience like? How involved were you? How does it work when you're a writer and you're contacted by these huge studios who want to get their hands on one of your books?
Yeah, it's kind of amazing and surreal, the whole process. And I think there's a mixture of handing over, being pragmatic and saying it's not my baby anymore, but
must be hard.
Very hard. And I've been lucky enough that I've been an influence. So, for example, I was on the set of the Shopaholic movie pretty much for the whole duration, and writing little extra bits and saying, this is how Becky would think, this is what she would do. No, she wouldn't do that. And just to have that influence is quite important to me.
Okay, so we're talking about Hollywood. Is writing a script for cinema something you're interested in? What kind of projects have you got? I think you've got a film coming out soon.
Yes. Well, I have tried my hand at writing scripts, and I must say I love it. Although I think novels are my first love. But yes, Can You Keep a Secret has just been filmed and will come out. I'm not sure when, but I was on the set of that as well. That was super exciting, and it's exhilarating to see your words literally come to life and people say them out loud. It's an amazing feeling.
You're based in London. You're an English writer, of course. What's it like when you go to Hollywood? How are you treated?
It's fantastic. Well, everybody loves the British accent.
That's it,
for a start. And they're always offering you a cup of tea because
they think every English person drinks tea.
Your tea. But it's an amazing city. I mean, I really respond to the kind of creative process of everybody's like on a project or alive with what they're going to do next. I find it very energetic with that. And of course, they all live so super healthy lifestyles. It's kind of inspiring.
So literature, cinema, and another passion of yours is, of course, fashion. It's a running theme in your work. A few days ago, you were at a book festival in Nice in the south of France, and you posted on Instagram a picture. We can see it right there. Shoes matching your book. Where does this passion for fashion come?
I think this is very important. I mean, really, if you can't match your book, then what's wrong with you?
Obviously.
No, I just love beautiful things, and I think fashion is telling a story, just like any other story, and it's a way of expressing yourself. I just think it's a natural thing for humans to do, to adorn themselves.
So on our show, Encore on France 24, France 24, we usually ask our guests to give us a coup de cœur. That's a cultural pick. It can be a film, an album, a book that has recently caught their eye. You chose Tosca, that you saw at the opera, at the Royal Opera House in London. It's Puccini's masterpiece, of course. Tell us more.
I saw it a few days ago, and the music is still in my head. I mean, I love this opera. I think that production just nailed it. It's not just the stupendous music. I think it's the story. And the character of Tosca is perhaps why I love it so much. She's flawed, she's passionate, she's jealous, she's brave, and she doesn't get everything right, but you feel her journey with her, accompanied by these amazing arias. It's just a tour de force.
Well, Tosca is also being staged here in France at l'Opéra de Paris, the Paris Opera. We'll soon leave you with some images of it. Sophie Kinsella, thank you very much for coming to see us. Your novel, Surprise Me, is out now, published by Les Éditions Belfond. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Don't forget to check out our website, france24.com. You can find me on Twitter at Clovis Casali and on Instagram. See you soon. Thank you, Sophie.
Thank you so much.